Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Yay, sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. Yeah, it's wicked nice out. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. I see a couple of familiar names already. In the romper room portion of the show, I see Blonde Cheryl and Tony and TikTok 01 and Laura. Laura. How do you pronounce it? Depends on where you grew up. And Spreading Sunshine and Bobby Dugas. Angelino and Bits and Pieces. I'm in pieces, bits and pieces, right? So hey, welcome everyone. Smiles, everyone smiles. Welcome to Monday morning Destination Decluttered TikTok Live, is it? Yeah, TikTok Live. Check me out. We made it. Made it through the weekend. Hope you had a good one. I had a good weekend. Totally some things worth writing down in my, I call it the good book, but that seems kind of religious-y, so I'm trying to call it my travel journal, my travel journey, my journals through life. So all sorts of good stuff. Good morning, Judy. And damn it, Donna, I see your two little coffee cups, and I will raise my teacup to you. I've got an extra big teacup today. An extra big teacup because I've got an extra long morning this morning because we have a decluttering party directly after this TikTok Live. So I wanted to make sure I was caffeinated, but also hydrated. Two good things to be. Yay. Good morning, sunshine. Lizardo got me singing already, singing into my whatever microphone. What did people do before the advent of microphones? Did little kids, when they were singing, just start to sing in the air? Probably. But now kids, even me, it's like you make a microphone. I'm on the radio. I love it. You love it when I sing. Well, thank you. I have fun with it. What can I say? Why not make things fun? Why make things boring? Oh, boring is not the way to learn stuff. Boring is not the way to have fun. You can have fun. You can learn stuff. You can get it done. All those things. And why not? Think about it. Many of us, at least, hand right here, pissed off because they are defunding PBS. And I don't know about you, but I learned so much from Sesame Street. And look at how Sesame Street and Zoom and the Electric Company, they helped us learn stuff by having fun. I saw a thing on TikTok. I'm putting a little heart next to all these ones, and I'm like, I remember that. And yesterday I saw Sammy the Snake. When I am a Sammy the Snake, and I look like the letter S. Oh yes, right. Like I remember that from like a quadrillion years ago. So that's what we do here. I'm not going to come up with original songs, but I might find a song that we all remember that might relate to decluttering, in case we haven't met and people are like, who the heck is this lady? Beth, Destination Decluttered, decluttering life coach at your service. Okay. Good morning, Erin. I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. Cheers, my dear. What do we got going on? Excuse me. I don't want to choke on my own spit here, so let me take a sip of something. Speaking of making things fun, I took my vitamins this morning, and I, as a person in her later part of her 50s, am telling you that I've kind of gone back to the kiddo way, and I get the vitamins that are like gummy and they kind of taste like candy, as opposed to the ones that are like dry and chalky and like horse pills. Why not make it fun? If it makes it easier for you to get stuff done, let's make it easier. So yeah, I have a couple more calories of sugar, but maybe I've got some gelatin. Isn't that protein? So we're going to have some fun today, you guys. We're going to have some fun within the next 55 minutes. I don't know how we're going to do it. This is how I roll, okay? This is how I roll. I totally unscripted, off the cuff, even though I'm not wearing any cuffs. But I come from the heart and I know what I'm talking about. So, and I'm here to help. I'm not here to hurt. I am here to help you with your decluttering. And I'm a decluttering life coach. And I know that clutter and life kind of do the little dance. Okay? There you go. Gummy vitamins have become your bedtime snack. Yeah, gummy vitamins have become my early morning when I'm not ready to eat breakfast yet type thing. So, couple things too. Oh, so first of all, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. The interactivity of the TikTok live and the YouTube lives, because I do have a YouTube live scheduled today. Oh, you know what? I don't. That's so weird. That is so weird that I didn't. I'm gonna do a pop-up. Okay, you know what? Actually, no. Here, you guys will know this. I will update the secret page for everybody. I'll do one tonight oh wait, do we have people coming over? I'll get back to you about that. But anyhow, let's make the most of our time right now. Okay? Jennifer Loveholm, you need my energy? Here, have some of it. Have some of it. Seriously, I am not this energetic when I'm puttering around my house. I am being energetic because I'm on a camera and I got to show up for you guys. But what I will offer to you, Jennifer, is why I'm a little bit energetic is I feel like I got some good sleep last night. I woke up and I puttered around and did a few things, so I got my body moving. I didn't go for a walk, but I walked around my house. Took my vitamins, had some water to drink, went out in the sunshine. Try all those, see if they help, okay? Hey, this is really cool. Oh, funny. Let me see where it is. Right there? Yeah? Okay, here, let me do this. Does this help? Oh no, now we have another one over here. Too funny. Anyhow, Pam says, I was trying to wipe your doorknob off of the screen because I'm between two ferns. I'm between two closets here, and there's doorknobs on both of them. Here's a really cool thing. So one of the phrases that I offer to you to remember when you are decluttering or really doing anything is going to be chunk it down. Okay? Chunking it down. And Blonde Cheryl says, I took your advice. Yay. I took your advice. I chunked things down this weekend and did not get overwhelmed. And instead of getting overwhelmed, she made progress. That's what we want. We don't want any overwhelm. The world is overwhelming enough with all the stuff that is going on outside of the four walls of our homes. Do not add fuel to the fire by unnecessarily overwhelming yourself inside your home. The overwhelm in your home pales in comparison to all the bullshit that's going on. Okay, so seriously, practice not overwhelming yourself, and I will give you the recipe, okay? I will give you the recipe. Now, there we go. I love it. I've decluttered 2 20-minute times with my daughter. She's deciding the times. I love that. I love that you're working with somebody else's pace in which she feels comfortable. That's one way to get somebody to work with you at all. Awesome. Good. Yay. Judy's going good. Going to sign up for the party from some ideas. Yeah, we've got a party. So speaking of parties, this is what I call them. They could be boring, like training sessions and stuff. You know, I mean, it could be all fancy. Like, I will teach you the methods and the techniques and the processes and the matrices and I don't even know what those were. I mean, I do know what those words are. I'd rather have a party. I'd rather have a party and be like, okay, everybody, let's go do this. So today we have a decluttering party at 9:00. I'm testing my brain, just so you know. Saturday, I cannot believe this Saturday is already going to be July 26th. This Saturday, we have 2 parties, but they're both different parties. 8 a.m. is a standard declutter party where we all show up on Zoom, and then you declutter your house, but you're not alone because I'm decluttering and they're decluttering and so on and so on. So we've got a decluttering party today at 9 a.m. Eastern in about 50 minutes or so. Then we've got one on Saturday, and then the later Saturday one. I'm going to reach over to my notebooks. Now I'm still here. Hold on. I am still working out this stuff in my head, and I will write it down so it will be really good. Notebook party. Where's my 3rd notebook, okay? We are going to spend a really fun hour and 30 minutes or so learning not just learning, but doing, participating in learning how to use 3 notebooks that, strangely enough, are kind of color-coded in my world to help you calm down your nervous system, write down what you want to do, make sure what you want to do is going to be related to where you want to go. And so when you leave, and not just that, but also very organically schedule stuff. Scheduling things for lengths of time that feel good to you, on days of the week that feel good to you, months of the year that feel good to you, times of day that feel good to you. Now, I am an early bird. I am a little bit more energetic than other people at this time of day. So I schedule a lot of my work. I front load my days, and then I kind of wind down. So at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, I'm exhausted. I'm not exhausted, but, I'm done. Okay? So we've got some new parties going on. If you're interested in that, I hope you are all part of the email group, the Destination Decluttered email group. It's a fun group of people. We got pen pals, too. If you're not, destinationdecluttered.com, and then sign up on the front page. It's wicked easy. Okay? But I just want to let you know what we've got going on for the next week, because the following week, there will be a number of days where there will be no lives because I'm going away again. I travel a lot. And then holy cannolis, it is going to be August. And then we're going away again, and then we're going to be back, and then we're going away, and then we're back. Okay? So good morning, good morning. Saturday notebook party, Tanya is asking. It is noontime Eastern. So you're Eastern, I'm Eastern, so 12 o'clock. 12 to 1:30. I will offer this too, and I'm saying this too, is let's say you can't make the notebook party. I may do another one in August because I've got a handful of dates that I can do some parties. I may do another one, but I want to share this with you too. If you buy your ticket to the party, because it's the same as the declutter parties. It's like a ticketed event because we don't want weirdos in there. We just want people who actually want to get the stuff done, okay? If you buy your ticket to the party and you realize you cannot attend, that is okay, because that party, the notebook party, will be recorded, so your ticket gives you access to the recording of that party, so you can play along at home and not miss a thing. I mean, you'll miss the live aspect, and the live aspect really is beneficial because you will have the opportunity to ask questions immediately. When I am unclear, you raise your hand and you're like, I do not get what you just said. Can you say it a different way? And I would be delighted to do that. That's one of the things that has got me continuing to show up for 3 years now, doing TikTok lives and videos and things like that, is this live interactivity. Okay? So that's one of the things I want to really take advantage of right now. A good morning, Oceanana and German Maid and all sorts of new people. Let's interact right now. Okay? How does that happen? If you got a problem, I'll solve it. Something while my DJ revolves it. Okay? I'm here to help you. There are things that you know how to do declutter-wise, and then you maybe just don't do them, but they're not a big deal. I want you to practice the things you do well. Keep on doing those. I am here kind of specifically to help you with the stuff that maybe you're not so good at because you don't have a good, the process you use just doesn't work for you. It's not giving you what you want. To maybe even, how do I even get started? Feeling overwhelmed is a huge thing. Man, if I had a nickel for every time the word overwhelm was mentioned in one of my lives or one of my one-on-one coachings, I'd have a wicked lot of nickels. Okay? So I say to you, yeah, okay. Elle says, I love this because I love to think about these things. Thoughts on the term organized chaos. People use that phrase as an excuse not to declutter. Now, I grew up with people like this. I did. My dad, I will share with you, well-educated, got a good job, had it for most of his life, literally never used a computer, was proud of it. He was a Luddite. Look it up. He was a Luddite. He was kind of proud of the fact that when he moved out of his office, when he retired, they needed to use those giant industrial sized, like wheeling trash cans, multiples of them to get rid of all the paper. So a lot of people say, I know where everything is. And it can be true. The thing is, how long does it take you to find it? And also, so everybody has a different set point, a different comfortable feeling around clutter. 2 rooms down from where I am right now, my husband's music studio is a hell of a lot more cluttered than my office is. It's comfortable for him. He's like, I'm good with this. Now, I get that. I'm a little bit more fine-tuned to clutter. But what I say to him, though, is this is why we say it's not just about how it looks, though how it looks. If it looks chaotic, that makes extra work for your brain. Chaos makes extra work for your brain. And here's why. Science will back me up on this one, but this was an abstract concept, so I'll try to make it easy for you because it took me a while to get this. Everything we see out here is really something that our eyes, parts of our eyes go kind of like the bionic woman. She's the one with the eye, or maybe the bionic man had the eye. Okay, maybe he did. You look at something and it bounces back information to your brain that then like creates a picture of what you actually see in front of you. So the more stuff your eyes look at, the more your brain has to work to create an image of it. And within microseconds, be like, that's a lampshade. Do you see how more quickly my brain knows it's a lampshade, but my brain that is associated with speaking has to think a while. What is the name of that thing? That's a calendar. This is a desk. That's my phone. Here's my teacup. So chaos can be taxing on your brain. So how it looks affects how you feel, but also functionality. Okay? Yeah. And yeah, how the truth of how a cluttered space impacts our brain and progress. So I would say this. I always go to these 3 levels when I ask my people to sit down and quiet down and then write down what they want a place to look like, or they want their home to be, their definition of destination decluttered. And I just want to suggest that there are 3 things to think of anytime you're defining that. 1 is always going to be the thing we're most familiar with, which is how does it look? How does it look should be pleasing to your eye. You should be able to, your eye shouldn't always be working. There should be places where your eye can rest and almost go, okay? How does it look? Also, how does it function? And does the word easy come in there? Am I able to easily find something, easily use it because it works well, and easily able to put it back in its home when it's done? Okay? So how it looks and how it functions will then equal, also they will feed into how do I feel? How do I want to feel in my home? And that may be more of kind of an abstract way that you may not have thought of this. But I definitely want you to incorporate that into your destination, because then you have 3 kind of things to ping it back on to say, is what I'm doing giving me that restful feeling? Is what I'm doing here going to give me that happy feeling? You know, like many of you have seen glimpses of my home outside of these white walls right here. And you'll know that in different rooms of my house, we've painted the walls different colors. That's because I am very color sensitive. I love color. So I'm not about to paint my house beige because I like color that cheers me up. I don't like color that goes meh. Other people like a restful kind of neutral earth tones. Okay? Yeah. But everybody's different. So it's interesting because I will say this, and I get it. Some people do use that phrase as an excuse not to declutter. I would go a layer deeper with them then, if they wanted to say, okay, well, does it make it easier? Does the way your thing set up make it easier for you? But if the answer is no, maybe they just don't. They have bad associations with clutter, cleaning up clutter, because Anybody here ever been told on a Saturday when you were a little kid you couldn't go out and play until you had to do your chores or clean your room? Right here. So who the hell's going to be that mean parent to yourself nowadays when you're an adult? Also, frankly, this is why I show up and I'm so consistent about this. So many of us were literally never taught the step-by-step processes that make it easy to declutter or easy to even not be cluttered in the first place. Were you raised by people who were not so great at decluttering? Again, right here. And they're not dumb. They're wicked smart people, really doing a lot of good stuff, but they also probably were not trained on how to declutter or maintain their home in an easy way. So people have excuses, but the excuses sometimes hide a fear of, I don't know how to do it, or every time I start this, it gets me feeling mad, and I don't want to feel mad, so I don't start it. Okay? Yeah, and Pam the dog lady is saying chaos causes confusion for me. Yes, chaotic tends to mean things kind of all over the place and in a jumble. I mean, I'm not looking it up right now on Merriam-Webster's or anything, but look that up in your Funkin' Wagnalls, as my mother would say. But chaos means everything's all over the place. It's a lot on your brain because it has to identify all the stuff, and then it's like, where is it? I love being able to say, yes, I know that there's a stapler on the shelf below me, and there's a stapler in the top drawer of the desk outside there. I love the fact that I've got scissors all over the place because sometimes I need scissors in the bathroom, so I have a pair there. I've got at least 3 pair in the kitchen, and I've got a pair in here. So, okay, yeah. I often put off decluttering because I want to forward my work, says Tanya. Yeah, I want to get into the work because you probably are more comfortable doing your work. It makes you feel good because it's something you know how to do. But yes, clutter energetically impacts what you're doing. And here's a funny thing I will just share with you guys from my own life. 1980 blah blah, 85, 84, 85 probably. Mary Connolly from Dorchester, Massachusetts. I hope she's doing well. She observed about me that I never realized this myself, that I would always clean my dorm room, organize my dorm room before I ever got down to studying. And I realized that it made me more easily able to concentrate when I didn't have all this clutter around me. Yeah. And Bobby is saying clutter stresses others out more than I realized. Yeah. Many of us are more sensitive than others, and some people don't really care, or they may care, but it's not a high priority. They're used to digging around to find stuff. But who wants to feel like you're not good at something? You know, who wants to be confronted with stories about your clutter that you turn up the volume on your backseat driver and tell you've got to make decisions, you're not good at this, why did you let things go this way, I can't believe you did this, I can't believe this person. You know, there can be a lot of not so great stories and a lot of beratement. That's the word that just came up in my head. Berating yourself and beating yourself up about decluttering. So if clutter brings up negative stories, you might want to try to ignore that, and yet it does affect your life. Yeah. Now, Lasardo says, my mother is insanely organized, labels, etc. I am crazy messy. You know what? Sometimes when we grow up with somebody who's wicked one way, we want to go wicked the other way, right? Think about The Odd Couple, okay? And especially if you say your mother is insanely organized, like in the you know, the meter of organized, she's like pinning on the insane part. So do you want to be insane? No. You've seen some negative effects by somebody being too uptight about it. And you're saying, maybe I'm going to experiment with a different thing. All I say is what you're doing getting you the result you want? Is what you're doing giving you a home that looks good, functions well, and feels good? And if the answer is yes, I don't care what route you take, how you get there. I hope you're on your way and you're feeling good, or you're just there and living it. But if what you're doing doesn't make things look good, doesn't make things easy to work with, and you're not feeling good, I'm here to help you just rejigger some parts of your process to get it flowing more in the good direction. There we go. Now, Melissa says, good morning. I made a list on Thursday through the weekend, and I made a list through the weekend and was able to get a lot done. Yay for getting anything done, but yay for getting a lot done. Good stuff. Now, Melissa says, always have dishes and laundry. Yeah, we all do, my dear. I then look around and say, what can I remove? What do I truly love? Yeah. Everybody, just so you know, dishes, laundry, they are cycles that will always be repeating. Get comfortable with that. Okay? Okay, PM. This is really good insight. Okay? I was shown how to declutter when young, etc., but never told why. So it didn't stick, and I was resentful. Why do I have to do this? Why am I, as the girl in the family, the one stuck doing the cleaning when the boys get to go out and play football? I don't know, making stuff up. But notice when you find to yourself, when you ask yourself why. And this is why, as I said, I am a decluttering life coach. We go a few layers deeper. Look for your reason why. And if your reason why you're doing it doesn't sound legit to you, you're not going to do it. When your answer of what's in it for me comes up with nothing, then who's going to want to do something when there's nothing in it for you? Not me. I'm the same way, PM. If I need to know why I'm doing this. Am I doing it just because somebody said so? Oh, hell no. That's when my little punk rocker comes out. Am I doing something because it's always been done that way? Well, is there an easier way of doing it? Am I doing this just because? No, give me an answer. Okay? All right? So notice when you are doing this. This is why I am so grateful to my creative brain years ago have coming up with the term destination decluttered. Because what's in it for me is I have a home that looks good, functions well, and I feel good in a home that looks good and functions well. And really the destination is feeling good. It is, because we got to feel good, it's too easy to feel bad. Now, Tanya says, my guide, I'm having someone come to pet sit. So notice when you do that, you are no longer looking at your home through your eyes. You're putting yourself in the shoes of the pet sitter. I'm having someone come to pet sit. Would I be okay leaving them in this space? Now, here's an interesting thing. Not that is a tool in your toolkit for sure. Your toolkit of decluttering is to get out of your own head and not hear all the stories of why, but look at it from the front door of your house. Look at it from the back door of your house. We've got painters coming in to work on the basement. How does it look when they're walking through the door? Getting out of your own head and seeing it through different eyes highlights different things for you. And so that can be a very good motivator. I used to work retail and I did visual merchandising. I learned from a very early age how to look at things not from my perspective, but from my perspective and the customer's perspective. What do they see when they walk in the door? Where do we want them to see this? Where are the stuff that would they see them? So I am very used to that, but everybody here treats their home differently when they know they're having guests coming over. You feel different when somebody springs it on you and they just show up at your front door and you're not prepared, and your home may be in a different condition. So use that tool, but also, again, this is me saying a layer deeper. Isn't it curious that we treat our homes differently for ourselves? We have a lower expectation of how it looks good. We hold ourselves to a lower standard than we do if somebody else was coming over. And now, while I say I do it too, I will clean up differently from when we have people over, but it's literally a 10 or 20% difference. I deserve to live in a home that looks good, functions well, and I feel good in. Why would I only do that if somebody's coming over? Don't I deserve to live in a house that I feel good in more often than not? So notice that. Yeah. Yep. Alrighty, what else we got here? Yeah, and be grateful. So good. So good. As people going to a Sox game would say. Clutter is abundance. Everything we're talking about right now, you guys, is evidence of your abundance, your too much. If you only have one dish and one fork and one spoon, that's all you've got. You're going to wash it before you've cleaned it. You are lucky enough to have running water. You're lucky enough to have 4 walls to contain your clutter. You are lucky enough to have too much stuff. As Echo says, laundromat equals heartbreak, so please appreciate your in-home laundry setup. How many people here don't have to lug all their dirty clothes to the laundry? Me. I am grateful that I actually have a dishwasher, because for the first 10 plus years in this house, I used to joke that the dishwasher was right here. It was my hands. You know? Yeah. Alrighty. So Tanya is saying, yes, help. I have bags with labels all over the living room and I still have so much to do and no space. Calm down your nervous system. Calm down your nervous system. Where to find the party sign up page? It's the secret page. Go back to any of the emails that you have been sent with me, and every single email that has been sent to you has a link to the secret page, okay? Sign up for the party and totally we can calm down your nervous system and you will feel better. And by 10:30 this morning, even before then, you're going to feel better, okay? Yeah, oh, isn't this nice? Judy is saying, a friend said she was stopping over last night and I didn't feel panicked to straighten up, and that lack of panic felt great. Yes, good stuff. Yeah, yes. Being mindful of all that literally, you guys, and I say this from my first world problem house. What we're talking about now is not to make you feel bad, but put it into perspective. What clutter is a capitalistic, late stage capitalism byproduct of the 20th century, and I could write a thesis on it. But we are dealing with first world problems, but just because it's a first world problem doesn't mean it's not a problem, okay? Danielle says, air conditioning. My AC broke last week and it was hard. I feel for those without it in the summer heat, okay? So I just offer this to you to help you kind of calm the F down about your clutter, okay? Getting yourself all worked up as opposed to calming down is not going to get you the result you want. When you overwhelm yourself, you create unnecessary drama, unnecessary energetic use in your nervous system, and that does not help you get moving in the right direction in a way that's sustainable and organic and feels good. So everybody here, we can all be benefited by reminding yourself of the following. First of all, look good. Look good. I don't know why I just said that. I was distracted for a minute. Are you feeling good physically? Notice I obviously had an itchy head. It felt better for me to scratch my head. From the crown on down, as I like to say, do a body scan. Breathe down. Any part of you that doesn't feel good, do something to make it feel good. If your lungs feel tight, your chest feels tight, shoulders down, breathe down. Shake it off, loosen up the shoulders, loosen up your motorboat, Tarzan. Oh, loosen up your muscles. Shake it off. Drink down some water. I'll drink down some water with you. Feel better physically. And then the buddy system, physically and nervous system. And this is the calming the F down portion of the show. Quieting down your environment visually, maybe closing your eyes down. Quieting down any noises around you. I'll even speak slower and quieter. Calming down your nervous system. There is nothing to be afraid of. You are safe. Nothing has gone wrong. Okay? Quieting down the backseat drivers who are like, no, we can't drive it. Shh, quiet down back there. I'm trying to meditate. Quiet down, calm down, shoulders down. What else? Muscles down, feet down on the ground. Maybe you kick off your flip-flops and you put your feet down on the ground. And you repeat this. And Tanya, I will see you at the party. Doesn't it feel good to know? You can practice this already. Quieting down, calming down, slowing down, shoulders down makes a difference. You don't even realize sometimes. There's a picture from our wedding. We had a friend of ours who was a news photographer, not a wedding photographer, who took our pictures. Man, I wish he would have said to me, put your shoulders down, because there's some of them where I have like no neck at all. I wish somebody would have said, but it was cold out and I was like this. Shoulders down can make a huge difference. Feet down on the ground. Drinking down some water. Remind yourself, nothing's gone wrong here. You are safe and there's help for you. It's like you would calm down a little kid who's having a nervous fit. It's like you would calm down a kitty or a dog or any animal that's gotten unnecessarily spooked. You would calm them down. Maybe you put your hand down on your heart. This is a thing. Seriously, you guys, this is a thing. You know, and you can calm down your heart. It's okay. You're going to be all right. You know when you're hugging a little kid and they're going, you say, calm down, shh. And you calm down and you stroke their backs and then they go, and then they start to do this for yourself. This is the first two steps, physical and nervous system. If you ignore these, you can. You can totally bypass these, okay? But it will make the next steps more difficult because calming down and quieting down, after that, when you do that, it's going to be easier for you to do the following. It's going to be easier to write down, to get your thoughts down out of your head, down onto paper, and then chunking down what you've done when it looks like all the stuff and too big, chunking it down. And then, this is one of the things we're going to work on Saturday at noontime during the notebook party, is okay, yeah, I've written down lists before, but they kind of help, but they kind of don't. A list is just a start. We chunk it down, then we look at the calendar and we create a different calendar, maybe than you've ever seen before. And you write down things, but you're always pinging it back to, how does this feel? Does this feel like it's going to be easy, or is that going to work? Okay, so, you know, it'd be interesting, coffee and chaos. Yeah, wouldn't it be interesting if someday you changed your screen name to Coffee and Calm? You identify right now as Coffee and Chaos. You could immediately change just a couple of words and show up and be Coffee and Calm. Notice the difference words use. The words make a difference. How does it feel to be chaotic? How does it feel to be calm? Ah, see, look, I just saw your thing that it says, I just told my coworker, I need to be more calm. Okay, get rid of the chaos. How about this, Coffee and Chaos? Totally didn't know this was going to happen. This is the beauty, you guys, of live interactivity. Okay, the universe steps in and is like, it'd be really funny if you talked about this. So Coffee and Chaos, just so you know, and I'm just looking over here to my own calendar for the week. Let me fix it so I can see it more easily. We got TikTok lives and YouTube lives all day, all week, okay? Maybe one day this week, you will show up and you will be called Coffee and Calm. Yeah. Coincidence? I think not. Thank you, universe. But notice the words you choose and see, do your choice of words help you feel like you want to feel? Now, I'll be honest with you as far as that type of thing goes. Years ago, in my previous life, when I was doing stuff online, I had a kind of, instead of Coffee and Chaos that says, Kathy Smith or whatever your real name is I had a name, Maud Betty. It was because I was doing vintage and retro things. I decided at a certain point I didn't want to be a character anymore. I just wanted to be myself. And I literally had to get used to starting to use my own name, Beth. And it felt weird. But then it was like, yeah, I'm just a regular person with a first name. So Coffee and Chaos, maybe this week you'll show up as Coffee and Calm. Okay. Kim Harris, okay, see, there we go. See, we all have our own persona, This is another important thing. The words you choose to use. This is the really cool thing that I love about coaching, frankly, because what we're doing right now is decluttering life coaching. Okay, this is what I do with my one-on-one clients. I listen with a very calibrated ear for the words that are activating your nervous system. Okay? All right, Tanya says, my lists have lists, but I don't have a method of chunking it down in a workable way. Okay, chunking it down. Let me explain it to Tanya, because as I explain it to one person, everybody else benefits. So thank you for showing us where you are. A list is a good start, but many things we put on the list can be chunked down further. So Tanya, what I would offer to you is pick something on your list that you want to get better, you want that situation to be improved, but you haven't started it yet. I will guarantee that anything anybody here has put on a list that you're not doing, that it can be broken down into smaller things. You know, you've written down a thing, but you forget that there are 12 1-inch steps in order to get to 1 foot of whatever. We do this all the time organically. That's why I say chunking it down is an organic process. Somebody puts a salad in front of you, you do not shove the entire bowl of salad into your mouth and swallow it in one thing. You can't do that. You will take a bite at a time. A bite is a chunk. You will take a sip of water. A sip of water. You will take a step. A step you can take. Every little step I take is literally the distance between your 2 feet. So I say, any list you have, Tanya, I can help. You can look at it and say, what are the steps involved with getting to that destination of basement looking better? Okay? Walls need to be painted. Okay, it's going to be find a painter. Call them. Make an appointment for them to show up. Get an estimate from them. Decide if we want to use them. Call them back. Pay the down payment. Schedule a time when they're going to come. God willing, I think I hear other people in my house. God willing, they're down there right now doing it. Think of, and this is what we will do. This is what we will do on Saturday in real time. So if you're like, I don't get it, I can just guarantee that what we do, chunking things down until it's so small that the size of the you don't focus on the size of the overall project. There's a shift in your body that says, I can do that. And that shift from I can't because it's too big into I can because this step is so small and easy makes you move forward. And as soon as you're moving forward, the momentum can build. Okay? And this is for everybody. But before you even do that, notice your brain is telling you an unhelpful thing. I don't have a method. You're identifying you don't have a method. And what I would say is, I learned to make like an outline when I was a kid, maybe in grade school. So I would say to you, okay, notebook, open it up to the back right here. Fold a piece of paper in half, because I'm always folding the piece of paper in half. Okay? And anything that is, pick something from your list. List item. I'll be very vague right here because I don't know what it is. Right here. Just put that as like the header. And then here, what are all the steps to get to list item, list item done? Oh, that would be kind of fun. I'm just riffing here. Totally riffing, right? Maybe instead of putting the list item here, you put it here, because it's like, if you do all these things, it gets you here. Maybe you remind yourself, all these little things I need to do to make a salad. I need to buy the lettuce, wash the lettuce, chunk down. Now, having a bunch of steps can feel overwhelming, but if you chunk them down, you don't have to do all the steps at once. Yeah, you don't have to do all the steps at once. Okay, sorry, just a piece of paper. Just a piece of paper, people. That's all you need, a paper and a pen and your own brain. Okay, right here. Can you see it? Okay, because you can't see it when I'm writing on it too. Put your list item here. Put one of the items that's on your list and then chunk it down. What are the actual steps? Break it down into smaller steps. And remember that every step is going to get you closer to having that item done. Okay? Yeah, and I love it. Love Bears All Give says, when you suggested columns, it was a game changer. Yes, a column. A column. It just means that you can, List item 1 and then list item 2. It can be an efficient use of your notebook paper, but also it can remind you that there's other stuff that you can use, okay? Yes, you're getting closer to your goal. It's kind of like think about it. When we make a list, it is usually from top to bottom, just the way that we write here in the United States and other places. But it's the same thing on a road trip. A road trip is a horizontal list. In order for me to get from Pennsylvania to California, I need to drive through Ohio and Illinois and Kansas, chunk, chunk, chunk. How to get from PA to Palm Springs? Chunk it down. That's why I use a road trip metaphor. Okay. Hey, I love that people are telling me what tools that I've offered from my toolkit that are now part of yours that are working. Using columns. Chunking down the stuff you have to do by category. Categories are a big thing, you know? Blonde Cheryl says, I took some before and after pictures of my cluttered kitchen counter this weekend. Great idea. Yay, I'm glad that was a great idea for you. I don't remember to do that all the time myself. I will be honest with you. I kind of forget sometimes. But this morning, I went down to the basement, and I'm not even the one doing the work, but I took before pictures of what the walls look like there. Because when you don't, you will forget how bad it was beforehand, and your brain will convince you that, like, it wasn't that bad. But you can remind yourself, look at the work I did. Look at the work I did. Yes, to remind yourself of where you were and how it ended up looking. Okay? So think about this. All those little steps in a row, those little chunks are like the stepping stones. That's one of the reasons when we use our habit tracker. I know I'm jumping around a lot, but I'm really talking to the people who are in the email group because you have a habit tracker, right? All of these little chunks get you closer to feeling better, ideally, every day. Chunking it down, writing it down. Calming down your nervous system. Doing a scan from your crown on down to make sure you feel good. Body, nervous system, get the thoughts out of your head, down onto paper, because the thoughts in your head are the solutions to every single one of your problems. I have thoughts in my head, but I know it's so much more important for you to start tuning into what the thoughts are in your head, to either encourage the helpful ones and to dismantle and take the power out of the unhelpful ones. That's the life coaching part. But that is really beneficial because when you practice that, you will get better at it. And it's a skill that you can use for the rest of your life. Okay? I have not always been this way. No, I've been a hot mess for decades. But yet in the last 10 years or so, I tried different things. I said, I don't like how things are. What can I do to change them? And I experimented and I did this and that. And I've come up with this kind of process that I share with you every single time I do a live because it works for me. And not just it worked in the past for me. I do this every day. I wake up in the morning and I say, okay, how am I feeling? Oop, gotta pee? Okay, I'm gonna pee. You know what? I should probably drink some water. Yep. Okay, I gotta take my vitamins. Okay, let me mark that down on my little thing. Let me write down what I want to get done today. Oh, look, I already wrote down some things because I got my week is already planned. I don't need to worry about some of those big items. And then I fill in the blanks and then I do the stuff. And not all the time. I have stuff that carries over on my list. And then I rewrite the stuff that I did do to create the road trip journal of my road trip through life in the past 5 years. That's what we're going to be learning on the party on Saturday. Saturday the 26th at noon Eastern. If that's intriguing to you, make sure you're part of the email group. Get onto destinationdecluttered.com and sign up to become part of the email group. And if you are already, sign up for the party just like you would decluttering parties, of which there is one literally in about 10 minutes. Okay? So take a look at your clock right now. Take a look at your day and say, and I'm going to talk in Eastern time, but I will offer to you. If you're struggling, what are you doing for the next hour and a half? What are you doing before 11 o'clock Eastern time today? Do you have something totally scheduled that you have to do? Or could you invest $20? Could you invest an hour and a half? of your life to learn to do something different. And not just to learn it like a class and then you go home with your notes and you never look at it again. No, the real way you learn it is to embody it, and to practice it in real time. And not just practice it in real time on your own with your notebook. I'm there with you the entire time. It's like what's that word I always think of? Like it's like learning how to drive. It's like learning how to drive. Yes. And Danielle says, and the money goes to help others, which is awesome. Yes. It helps me keep my stuff afloat, but also I donate proceeds, all the proceeds from the declutter parties that I do from now until whenever, 100% of those are donated to a women's homeless shelter. That is helping people that don't have clutter because they don't have homes. Consider yourself lucky you have a home and you have clutter. We're going to help you and help them. A rising tide floats all boats. Okay? So I offer to you, if you want to do this, what are you doing? You can hang out with us at the party. We got the party going on, and if you've never done it before, this is a neat thing. The neat thing is, the other cool thing about the party is what they would say in the business, community. Now, I didn't feel a sense of community myself until easily 20 years ago or so. So funny. I can totally hear the painters in the basement. That's a good sign. Hanging out with other people, not feeling alone when you're doing stuff. The fun thing is when we do the declutter parties, and I know I sound like a commercial for them, but it's just a thing that you may never think of. Do I feel like, I'm alone and I'm doing this and I don't like it, or I get stuck and I don't know what to do? People are there doing stuff. You can meet people. You can meet people because we do it on Zoom, and you can hear people talk. You can see people's faces, not just their name in a little circle. Many of you who have done the parties now know what a lovely Alabama accent Carla has. You get to see her face. You get to see her background as she is decluttering her mom's house that her mom, who was basically a hoarder, has left to her. You can hear other people. You can, and if you want to make a kind of another connection with those people when I'm not around, we have the opportunity. I call it the Pen Pal Club. People who say, hey, I'd like to meet more people. I put you on a list and I share the list, and you can begin to write emails to each other and say, hey, where do you live? And I share what state you live in. There's a lot of cool stuff that I really love what we are doing here. Yeah, and Tanya says there is magic in the energy of a party. Yeah, and it's very cool, Tanya, because I will see you. I will see you and Judy and a few more people showing up. So I know that you may be busy come 9 a.m. Eastern. I get that. I totally understand when there are things that legitimately make it untenable for you to sign up for this morning's decluttering party. So I'm going to speak to the people who don't have something going on. And I'm going to say, what are you afraid is going to happen? What are you afraid of? Because fear is the feeling that stops us. Love and possibility is what gets us going. So what are you afraid of? Nora says, I just signed up for the email. Okay, cool, Nora. If you're interested in the party that's happening, you should so look in your emails, okay? Now, your email system doesn't know me from anybody. So an email from Beth@destinationdecluttered.com may be brand new to your email system. So you should be getting an automatic email that gives you a link to the page where you want to sign up for the party. You can sign up for the party. So look for that welcome email. If the welcome email is not in your main email box, maybe your email system was trying to protect you from maliciousness and it put it in a spam folder or something like that. Okay? So everybody here is welcome to be part of the email group. It's free. I don't send out a lot of emails. I realize I probably should send more emails than I do to remind you of the parties and, not make you always try to just remember this stuff. We'll see how that goes in the fall, okay? But for now, there is a secret page that everybody on the email group has constant access to. I update that a lot, and you can know what's going on just by looking at it. It's kind of like, I like to call it the TV guide, okay? The TV guide of, to know what's happening Destination Decluttered wise. When's there a party? When's there a notebook party? When can I download my habit tracker? Oh, I want to listen to some music that will get me motivated. There's a Spotify thing. When is the next Destination Decluttered YouTube live or TikTok live, right? All that good stuff is for free because we are more powerful and helpful and feeling better when we are together than when we are apart. In learning to use the tools to help you do the things that you struggle with, that's what's part of this. Building your own Destination Decluttered toolkit of saying, these are things that I know I can do to make it easier for me to do things that sometimes I don't necessarily want to do. Even if I want the destination, the end result, do I want to do it? Are you adding a YouTube today? I am going to. Let me think when I could do it. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I do one-on-one coaching with people, and I'm always trying to clear my schedule to make room for new clients. Now, I had a couple of slots this afternoon for consultations, but you need to sign up for a consultation a day in advance, and nobody signed up this afternoon. So what I will do is I will say from 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm just making that declaration. Notice I have an idea in my head. I'm going to make it happen. 2 p.m. Eastern is going to be a YouTube live today. Okay? Destination Decluttered on YouTube. Okay? Good. I love the afternoon today. Good. I'm glad that worked. I am going to also, for the people who may be new here, please know that this TikTok live will be recorded and it's going to be uploaded to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel today. There are 700, I just checked, 781 videos available to you. That sounds overwhelming to me. If somebody ever says, if somebody ever said, you have to make 781 videos, I'd be like, oh, hell no, and I'd run the other way. Again, the overwhelm of too big. But one chunk is one video, and this was kind of fun. Don't you say this last hour we spent together? This didn't seem too bad. Yay, this felt so not bad that I don't feel bad. I feel like I could do this again on YouTube at 2 p.m. Eastern. So one of the things I will do in the first chunk of the declutter party is I will update the secret page for the people on the mailing list who maybe don't know, or part of the email group, I'm trying to use that phraseology, part of the email group that weren't on this and don't know just because we were talking about it when the YouTube live is. I will add that there. Yay. And yay, Bobby Dugas, stretching my body while I listen in. Yeah, that makes you feel better physically and mentally. Oh, my phone's doing something weird. All right. TikTok is telling me that the live is going to end in a few minutes, but I'm going to end it now because I want to get ready for my party people. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Okay? So let's have some fun. Getting your caffeine for the party. Let's hit it. We've got some party people. You're welcome to join. You are not excluded from the party unless you exclude yourself. You are welcome. Feel free to join us. And I look forward to seeing everybody. And thanks. This was a lot of fun. And I'll see some of you this afternoon. I'll see some of you in a few minutes. Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach, signing off. You can do it. Bye.